Hello, my dear student friends. Today we are going to revise the most important unit of PIC subject, that is Indian Constitution, which carries 40 marks in the examinations. Already in the classrooms we have gone through this unit and also discussed about this. Also you have written the test on this. It is very important unit, easy to read and write. Therefore, once again we will discuss the 8 important questions on this unit, and each question carries 10 marks. So, let us start with the brief introduction. Constitution of India is the supreme law of India. The document lays down the framework, highlighting fundamental political code, structure, procedure, powers and duties of government institutions, and sets the fundamental rights, directive principles and duties of every citizen. It is the longest written constitution of any country on the earth. So, we will see the first important question, that is, describe briefly about Indian Constitution, or explain the features of Indian Constitution. So, here with definition you are explaining the features. So, definition, it is clear that Constitution is the one which contains the fundamental rules, laws of the land, which establishes, coordinates the main organs of the state, that is legislative, executive and judiciary system. So, we will come with the features of Indian Constitution. So, here 10 important points you must mention. We will start with the first one, lengthiest constitution in the world. The Indian Constitution is the lengthiest and written constitution, contains 395 articles and divided into 12 parts, 12 schedules. Second one, it is the written constitution. It is a written document, a representative body elected for the purpose called as a constituent assembly. Third one, it is partly rigid and partly flexible. It is rigid in sense of its provisions cannot be changed or amended unless there is 2/3 majority of parliament. It is also partly flexible in the sense some of its provisions can be amended by a simple majority of parliament. Fourth point, a federation with a strong centralizing tendency. It is most remarkable feature of our constitution. It has a features of federalization like dual policy. Fifth feature, parliamentary form of government. The Constitution of India has given parliamentary form of government both in central and state. In center, president is the constitutional head of the state. Sixth feature, a secular state. In India, all religions are treated alike. Articles 25 to 28 of our constitution highlights regarding this. Seventh point, single citizenship. Even though Constitution of India has a dual policy, it provides single citizenship for the whole of India. Eighth point, official language. In our India, there are many languages, but our constitution has declared Hindi as a official or national language, and also English is also used for the official purpose. Ninth point, creation of all India services. Our constitution has provided an article 312 for the establishment of all India services like IAS, IPS, IFS, etc. 10th feature, special status to Jammu and Kashmir. After the independence, the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir remained to independent and signed an accession agreement with India on 27th October 1947. It came into effect from 26th January 1957. This is mentioned in our Indian Constitution under the article of 370. Recently, our present government has cancelled the article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir. So next question, what are the procedure followed in Parliament in making law, or how the law is made? So this is also next important question. We'll discuss on this. Article 246 of our Constitution lays down the Union Parliament, which have exclusive power of jurisdiction to make a law on matters which are given in Union List and Concurrent List. Union List contains 97 items and Concurrent List consists 47 items. Certain cases, Parliament can pass law even on those matters which are given in the state list. If the law is to be made for a particular matter in given Union List, a bill for the same matter is prepared into introduced either in House of Parliament. Next point, each House of Parliament has to pass the bill with 2/3 majority, and then it is sent to the President for his assent. Once the President is assented, the bill passed by the Parliament, it becomes the law and comes into effect. Article 249 provides the Parliament can legislate on any matter given in the state list. Next point, if the Council states possess a resolution by 2/3 majority declaring that such matter or matters are the national importance or interest. Next comes, what is the, in this only you must explain the difference between bill and act. So bill is a proposed legislation, a draft, a act is adopted, and effective legislation. A bill is something which is written by someone and who wants it to become a law, but it must pass through legislature to become a law. An act, another name for law. An act can be a list of laws like a Civil Rights Act, etc. Third question, state the composition, functions, powers of Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, that is Parliament. So in this you are going to explain three different powers: legislative, then financial and administrative power. So legislative power, how the law is made. Article 246 of Indian Constitution lays down that Union Parliament have exclusive power of jurisdiction to make a law on matters which are given in the Union List and also Concurrent List. Union List consists 97 and 47 items, as you know. In certain cases, Parliament can pass laws even those matters which are given in the state list. If the law is made for a particular matter given in Union List, a bill for the same matter is prepared into introduced either House of Parliament. That what you have explained in the last question, the same thing you are going to explain here also regarding the this legislative power. Sixth point, a bill for the same matter is prepared into and introduced in either of the Parliament House. Each house has to pass the bill with 2/3 majority, and then it is sent to the President for sign, and President assented the bill passed by the Parliament, then it becomes a law and it comes into effect. 249 Act provides the Parliament can legislate any matter given in the state list. This is what legislative power will say. Here the important thing you are going to explain is about the administrative power and the financial power. Administrative power, administrative control, number of no confidence motion or censure motion. A motion no confidence is a Parliament motion whose passing would demonstrate to the head of the state that the elected Parliament no longer has confidence in the appointed government. When a government passes vote of non-confidence in an existing government, the head must respond one of two ways: ask another individual who he believes will command the confidence of Parliament to try to form a government as per the law of Constitution, or dissolve the elected Parliament and call a general election to elect new Parliament as per the law of Parliament. Confidence motion means whenever there is a government in the Parliament resumes the office, the President will fix the date after some days to provide his majority or confidence, to prove his majority or confidence on his government. On the day which was fixed by the President, all the members of Parliament present on the floor house and supporting members will show their confidence to the government by voting or raising their hands in the form of government to form the government. Next point, the opposition party may submit their memorandum of non-confidence on the to the government. Then the ruling government may pass the confidence motion on their government to show that we have a confidence on the ruling government. Next important is the concept of question hour. Generally, first hour of a sitting Lok Sabha is devoted to questions, and that hour is called question hour. It has a special significance of proceeding of the Parliament. In this hour, the members of Parliament from opposition party asking the questions to the ministers of the government on every aspect of administration and activity. That is why the public galleries and the press galleries are packed to capacity during the question hours. Every minister whose turns to answer questions has to stand up and answer for his or her administration's acts. Next, importance of questioning. Asking the question is an inherent and parliamentary right of members. Questions enable ministers to gauge to the popular reaction to their policy and administration. Sometimes questions may lead into the appointment of commission. A court of inquiry or even legislation when matters raised are given through the public mind and are of wide public importance. Concept of 0 hour. Dictionaries describes a 0 hour is the hour at which a planned, especially military operation begins. 0 hour may be defined as it is the time interval between the end of question hour and beginning of the regular listed in the house. Question hour is to ask the questions in the Parliament, and 0 hour is to negotiate the mutual benefit and what questions can be asked. Normally, 0 hour gives the place for raising important and concurrent affairs. So, this all comes under administrative power. Third power you are explaining, that is the financial power, will say. In financial power, according to the Article 112 of the Constitution of India, President shall, in respect of every financial year, cause to be laid before both the houses of Parliament an annual financial statement, commonly known as the budget. A finance minister submits the budget and financial statement before the houses of Parliament with the permission of President. The statement gives out the estimated income and expenditure for that year, shows separately under two heads, that is discussion and voting on budget. According to the Article 130, expenditure is charged on the Consolidated Fund of India and shall not be submitted to the vote of Parliament. The Lok Sabha has powers to accept or refuse the assent any demand or to assent to any demand subject to reduction of the amount specified therein. No demand for the grant is to be made except on the recommendation of the ministers. Explain. Next, fourth important question. Explain the functions of Jilla Panchayat or You may get explain the functions and powers of Taluk Panchayat or Gram Panchayat. The answers remains the same here. One or two points you can change here. The functions of village panchayat. So we'll start with what are the functions of village panchayat. First one, agriculture development. Second, land improvement, fishery work, watershed development and irrigation development, minor forest development, animal husbandry and poultry farming, social forestry and farm forestry, khadi, cottage, small scale industry development, rural housing, drinking water supply works, libraries, cultural activities, family welfare, health and sanitary developments, public distribution system and maintenance of community assets, rural electrification, distribution system development. So these all are the functions of Taluk Panchayat, village panchayat, functions of village panchayat. Now what are the functions of Taluk Panchayat means it does same the functions of village panchayat at taluk level in large scale depends on the population and according to 11th schedule of the constitution. It remains same here. Answers remain same for this question. Next is function of Jilla Panchayat. It is also the same here. Jilla Panchayat performs all the functions of village and Taluk Panchayat in large scale at the district level. That is what Jilla Panchayat functions we are saying, which is mentioned in the schedule 11th of our constitution. Next, fifth question. State the fundamental rights as per the Indian constitution, or explain the fundamental rights of every citizen of a country. So what are our rights means here? A right to make a living, a right to privacy, right to pursue legitimate personal interest, right to property, right to non-discrimination, no sexual harassment, right to debate, right to speech, freedom from torture, sexual and reproductive rights, right of movement, right to vote, right to democracy, right to trial, right to a nationality, right to social security, right to education, right to play, workers' right. Like this, various rights, fundamental rights we are having. Next question, state the fundamental duties of every citizen of India. So, when we are having the rights, we are having simultaneously the duties, fundamental duties. So what those are, we are going to explain here. To abide by the constitution and respect the ideals and institutions. To respect the national flag and the national anthem. Third duty, to realize and follow the essential ideas of secularism, democracy and non-violence. To preserve culture and heritage, to protect sovereignty, unity and integrity of the nation, to safeguard the public property. Next duty, to defend the country even at the cost of our life, to protect the natural resources, to avoid dowry, gambling and other social evils. Last one, to strive towards excellence in the respective spheres of activities of the individual. Seventh question, state the functions and powers of Supreme Court of India. The functions of Supreme Court of India are original jurisdiction, the power to hear, determine a dispute in the first instance between the states or center and state. Second, appellate jurisdiction, the power to hear cases on appeal. Third function, handles the cases of violation of fundamental rights. The Supreme Court has original jurisdiction in many disputes arising out of election to the office of President and Vice President of India. Supreme Court has appeal jurisdiction in the civil cases, criminal cases, constitutional matters. The Supreme Court has an advisory jurisdiction on any question of law or fact of public importance when President referred it to SC for its opinion. Under the Article 137, Supreme Court can review any judgment pronounced or undermade by it. Under the Article 129, Supreme Court is a court of record, maintains the records of proceedings, acts and decisions. It acts as a guardian of the fundamental rights of the citizen, and also it acts as a guardian of our constitution. Next important question is, explain the powers and functions of Governor and President of India. So, two questions you are getting in one, Governor and President of India. So, what are the powers and functions of Governor? He exercises all executive powers to all executive actions of the state. First, we are starting with powers and functions of the Governor. He appoints the leader of majority party as Chief Minister in the Legislative Assembly. He looks after the smooth running of the government. He dissolves the Legislative Assembly on the advice of Chief Minister. He summarizes and progress the Legislative Assembly. He addresses the member of State Assembly. He appoints new Chief Minister in Assembly, in hung Assembly. Next is, what are the functions and powers of President of India? President of India is having executive power. So, in that he carries out all executive actions and he controls the union territories. He appoints Prime Minister and Ministers of Union Cabinet as per Prime Minister's recommendation. Second power, legislative power he is having. He accepts the bill passed by the two houses of parliament. He nominates 12 members of Rajya Sabha and also nominates Anglo-Indian members to the Lok Sabha. Judicial power he is having. He has a power to make audience and promulgate audiences when the parliament is not in session. He has a financial power. He approves the budget. He has emergency power, that is by the Article 360 he can declare financial emergency. Even he can declare the war. Next power, diplomatic power he has. He can sign the international territories, agreements, etc. So, these are the powers and functions of Governor and President of India. So, these are the 8 important questions we have discussed. If you are having any doubts regarding this, you can contact me here. So, before ending, keep these essential points in your mind and you will definitely come up with the ease. So, with this, once again you go through the given notes. Till then, see you all.